What's going on, everybody? Trifles in here. Welcome back to the Bourbon Wrench. Today's topic is all about the Maker's Mark Distillery, what it's like to go on a barrel pick, a private selection with Maker's Mark. Instead of talking about the whole process, I decided to show you. Brought the camera along, we captured everything, so I threw together a video, decided to give you guys a little behind the scenes action of what takes place, what the distillery's like, the whole process. So if you like this style of video, please leave a like. Lets me know maybe I should do more of them. Huge shout out to Jason C. from the Mash and Drum and Scott from My Bourbon Journey for bringing me along on this Maker's Pick. It's an absolute dream come true, so hope you guys enjoy the video. Without further ado, let's go on a little distillery tour. The Bourbon Wrench vlog.
We are off.
Part 1. No idea what we're doing, but we're pretty excited. We got the full crew.
Yeah, really.
The funny thing about 3 dudes with a YouTube channel coming to do a pick is we're all filming, so we have to spread way out so we don't hear each other talking, but make do. We're gonna have 3 different versions of the same video. So we're walking into the visitor center right now, so let's get in there and see what this is all about. Let's go! All right, let's head inside. Let's see some whiskey. Let's taste some whiskey. Let's go.
Let that roll. Just let it go.
See, I don't have my glasses on. You put. There you go.
There you go.
It's the true test.
It's empty.
Is that all we got?
Yeah.
Did Trevor take too much?
Get it back in there. There you go.
Well, I'm just betting 1,000. Did it come out?
No.
Do we cast strength?
It is, okay.
Yeah, we always do. Okay. Oh man. It's a little cinnamon. There's something different too, right? Like, I think Maker's cast strength, and then especially 46 when we go in there in the cellar, is one of the few bar we all open, you know, a Pappy 23, and we spend the money, right? there's something to that.
Yeah.
I think very similar, like we're here. Also, I think the temperature is a big thing.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I definitely get this where if we open this and then we cracked open a bottle of Maker's Cast Strength, the similarity is actually wild. But I think that temperature and the importance of it. One of those flavors that we're able to try, rotating down to the bottom floors. When you're rotating down to the bottom floors, you are going to have an elevator that's going to be towards the very end. We're going to be able to roll those barrels out, and we actually put them on a jack like this. Okay. So they're stacked 3 high, put them on here. And then also, if you're like racking barrels, you have to actually make sure, we call it like clocking. So you have to be able to spin it because you're going to be able to roll that barrel in, and we always want to make sure that the bung is facing up.
Right.
Yeah. So it's something we're actually super proud of. They just had the Bourbon Festival, and it was the first time they had a women's team, and the Makers women's team won the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah. So a couple of the women of the gift shop and the bottling line, absolutely. And so we were stoked. They were training, and so we all saw that. It was great to be able to see. So
Makers rolled out the bat.
there wasn't a tax trail that they were making whiskey
Yeah.
as a generation, so I was like, we're just going to include the people that
We're stopping at 4.
yeah, we're following that record for.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have the breaks in the circle, and the breaks in the circle are not because we have a shitty printer, but it's gonna be the actual times in history when the family wasn't distilling.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
neat.
Yeah, so you're
That's
gonna be able to
real
have
neat, yeah.
Prohibition, World War II, and then you're also gonna have the time when they sold T.W. Samuels, which is an amazing property if you can roll down there and seeing the ruins of T.W.
Yeah.
Samuels. So they sold that, and then basically were like, hey, we're gonna get out of the whiskey game, we're gonna retire. And it was only 6 years later when they got bored and were like, I think it was Margie was like, Bill, you need to get out of the house and go do something. This is.
Guys, just got done drinking a little Maker's straight out of the barrel. I think I can die and be happy. I'm content. Life is complete. Except for we're going to make it even better. We're moving to actually do the pick now. We took some of the, how it's working is you take some of the sample out of the barrel and you bring it in here, and that's what you make the pick from. So we're actually tasting exactly what it is we're gonna be blending in here. So stay tuned, let's find out what's gonna happen here. I have no idea how this process is gonna work, but I'm fully confident in my Maker's tasting abilities. It's about to be good. Into the wine cellar we go.
Maker's white before?
No.
I haven't.
That's honestly might be the best thing we make.
Like you talking like the white dog?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
The acoustics in this room are awesome.
Yeah, this is.
You can sing some more. I was really enjoying it.
So we go to understand like where we're exactly. Okay. So it's going to be technically there's going to be 10 staves of the same stave in there.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to open our barrel and we're going to do a selection of 10 staves. Each one of these is just 10 of that one stave.
Okay.
Okay.
So as we're kind of being able to go through here, feel free to crack your books open as well. So these are going to be our journals to be able to take notes and kind of like help us through our experience. So with that, we're going to be able to kind of kick it off. So this is our first stave, and it's our only American stave. So it's going to be P2, Pure 2. So you can feel free to hand this around.
Okay.
So Pure 2 you're going to be able to have, and what that is going to be baked in a convection oven. So baked in a convection oven. So imagine low and slow, almost like brisket. Right? So again, we talked about 46 is going to be seared. It's not going to be charred. Right? So we're going to be able to have that. Everyone say hi to Jamie's stream. Hey, Jimmy, so we're gonna be able to go through that, and you're gonna have like that's seared, charred, baked. If you think of a steak, if we cook it in different ways, it's gonna taste different, right? If you throw it onto a grill, if we're baking, we're essentially doing like a brisket. So this is gonna be baked very low temperature in an oven for a long amount of time. P2, pure 2, only American oak stave.
Alright.
Okay.
Right? So, in all honesty, I hate to tell this to people, but this is truly my favorite stave. So if you want me to buy your bottle, put a lot of this in there. And so the thing with this is that like I love stave. So my nickname at the distillery is Little Vanilla, and it's because like this is my favorite stave, and there's a little vanilla in this. So really losing a lot of those tannins. There's some really beautiful flavors that are being
Trev, hi, Trev, you're weirdly quiet. You're scaring me. You alright?
It's diving in.
Are you just like taking it all in?
We're gonna make the best possible for it.
I'm
Freaking locked in.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just want a bottle of P2.
Well, who knows? I'm gonna probably go, it's the best thing ever. Go to the next one. It's the best thing ever.
It's like, yeah, then you're gonna have to blend them.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna win no matter what.
You know what cuvee means? Curve. Close. Not close, but it sounds similar.
I think it's the French word for delicious.
Wow.
I'm not mistaken.
I didn't know you knew French. So it actually means to blend. So looking at these two staves, like what do we notice the difference?
Oh, yeah, color.
Coloring, for sure. Anything else?
Oh, the ridge.
Oh, the ridge.
Ridge, absolutely. So because of that, we're using this infrared heat, and this is going through an oven, and you're gonna have that shine down, comes back through, we flip it. So because it's an infrared heat that is stationary, all of a sudden the ridge and the valley cooks differently. So you have two different flavors, meaning we're actually blending the complexity of two different flavors into one stave. The other thing too is that, right? The other one is that this stave is gonna have 33% more surface space. So when you're sipping this, kind of think about texture, even go back to your cap strength and think about just the texture that this affects onto the stave. So flick it down, but here, it actually smells like, we actually swap these out pretty often, so you're gonna go, So like, I love that smelling them here is authentic. Smelling them when I'm doing a staff training.
There you go.
These are just meant to highlight. So the whole purpose of 46, right, was to create a bigger and bolder version. It was supposed to lift it up the entire profile of makers instead of highlighting one thing. Right, so I think that's why this is like an incredible, base note, being able to try this. So 46 is also going to be French oak. We're going to be searing it. So imagine if you like char a piece of oak, or if you even like char a steak, and then if you're going to be able to sear it, we're using infrared heat, very similar to the same technology as like air frying.
So yeah, Maker's 46 always to me brought like this little touch of just like some nice bright fruits, and then follows that up with just a lot of balances out that spice.
Yeah,
that's why I love 46. Like Maker's 46, I think the Maker's 46 cast strength has become kind of my favorite Maker's expression. Besides some of the some of the wood finishing stuff. I mean, it's just I love it.
Absolutely different.
Huge difference.
Wildly different.
Oh, okay. Because there's a lot of word on the street saying it's the same shit, but it's not.
Oh, no, I wish
Well, you just kind of chaos.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
No, let me see if I can find a mocha bottle. It's like wildly different.
Okay.
Yeah, very much so. So like the cooking technique, is going to be very similar to P2, but this is going to be French oak. So Menya is going to be a Cadbury fruit and nut. So it's like that kind of style.
So it's not
milk
like
chocolate.
dark chocolate.
No, milk chocolate, confectionery, sugar.
Yeah, I was thinking like when I smelled it like a malt ball.
Totally,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's like, like a Whopper or something.
Oh my god, it's so Whopper.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love Whoppers.
Yeah.
I want all of this.
Yeah, it's
I agree.
pretty delicious.
It's what makes Whoppers so good is they're not just plain chocolate.
The Menion has the viscosity and it's got the stickiness.
Yeah, there's that like pastry, there's that like kind of doughy pastry chocolate.
Which lingers a little bit.
I was gonna say it's a little more toffee thing going to it.
This is really good.
Some chocolate. We dropped some Whoppers down in your coffee.
In your espresso.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, that's how I'm gonna describe
Espresso
it.
is probably in
Whoppers in my espresso.
This is where we're going to go to kind of start. So what I'd love for you to be able to do is kind of write down what you think that your stave profile you would want to be able to do, and then we can kind of chat. We'll see if anyone has similarities, and then we'll build at least 2 right away.
Okay.
Try those, just so we can start to dive in and see how it's
It's a good way to do it.
But go ahead and write down, like, kind of theoretically what you're like leaning towards, and if you could just throw out a recipe right away, let's do that. We'll go around the room and see
What is that?
1 of the French Cuvée, 3 of the roasted French Mendian, and 4 of the toasted French spice.
Word. Okay, cool. Yeah, these are gonna be awesomely different.
Yeah, that would be really, before, I'm kind of interested in your style.
Just I liked as we got through, I liked the richness.
Don't fill up 2 and then go ahead and fill up 1. Just fill it to 20
Okay,
with P2, and you definitely want to be able to use this as well.
all right, and you would fill it, because there's 2, you would go to 20.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. And then a lot of people tend to hold up like this to be able to see it.
Okay.
This will make it uneven. So
Okay.
for a better measurement,
Try to keep it down.
keep it down, and then being able to like look here.
All right.
And then if you want to be able to do that, great. And then we also have the other one. So if we want, I can start working on that one if you want to film this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that or?
Let the blending begin. Karen doing her magic over here.
This is so much fun.
Hey, are you happy or what? You're creating your own Maker's Mark.
Yeah, this is happening. It's a 20 milliliters of 46. So this is gonna go up to 60.
Jace, which one are you blending right now?
That's the 46.
So if you get off,
Welcome to Trev's cooking channel.
Trev, what are you cooking up right now?
All right, so today we're just going to be brewing up the most delicious Maker's blend known to mankind. We call this
modesty.
we call this heaven in a glass. First ingredients P2. Don't ask me what that means.
We just went through it, dude.
It's pure 2, baby.
Tell me you're here to just drink without telling me you're here to just drink. Yeah.
This is like an absolute science.
No, don't pour that in.
No, you do.
Oh, you do, okay.
Because if you don't want to, if you mess up, it'll mess up the whole blend.
Gotcha. I did it wrong.
See, he was paying attention.
He was.
Look, you know what? I take my Maker's blends very seriously.
We like to call them selections. We don't do a lot of blending here.
I'm selecting my Makers very seriously. Cuvée. So I need 20 of this guy. I gotta spin this around.
Who doesn't like this spicy meatball?
It's all about the spicy meatball.
Oh boy.
That's the beauty of it.
It's gonna be trouble.
It's all wrong. Let's start all over.
So once this once we nail our profile that we want, it ages for what, about 9 weeks.
Alright, so this is the new one, right?
This is the menu.
Alright, what do we got here?
We got 30 milliliters
milliliters
of
of
this bad boy.
This is the Mendian.
This is the
The
Mandalorian.
minion, as you call it.
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
The Minion. The Minion, get it right.
This is the midichlorians that we're adding to it.
The worst plot idea. I'm serious.
Why? It makes so much sense.
it goes from my whole childhood being like anybody can control the Force if you just believe enough to no, you need to be born with a certain blood type.
You need to have enough midichlorians, dude.
You have to be born with a certain blood type. And, don't worry, it's immaculate conception.
This is going to be an editing nightmare.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's not. We're leaving all of this in. My video is just going to be us.
just going to
This is our Star Wars slash Maker's Mark
one
episode.
after another. Just put it all together. Screw
Has
it.
anybody watched Star Wars Visions yet? And if so, why do you think it's the best thing Star Wars has done in 20 years?
Yeah.
All right, Trev, what do you got going on?
All right, we're doing the
Last one now.
SP for spicy meatball round 2.
All right, guys, this is the spicy meatball.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Dude, I think this is probably the best experience we've had.
Yeah, I mean, to lay this whole thing out like this and
Yeah.
like be able to blend and create your own, I mean, like true
When the
crafted
the
blend.
time they took, they did not watch me.
Yeah,
No.
it doesn't get any better than this.
I'm just very, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I think you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, that was the one thing we talked about early on was getting people involved and not just doing this whole thing ourselves because I mean it truly is like a community of people.
Yeah.
Like the people who support what we do and like we started the club because of that. Like that was the whole part of
it.
Yeah, I mean we wanted to be able to do something that was fun and get people involved and all of that. So.
I never would have been able to do this on my own for any reason. I mean, this
This is
great.
unreal.
Yeah.
All right, Trev.
Hold that
This is
up.
good. Yeah, please hold that up. And that's
Yeah, hold us
What
up.
is that?
So this is gonna be your barrel birth certificate.
The birth certificate, I love it.
I love this.
I love it. Hang on just a second, I've got to.
Journey goes
Right,
to Makers.
just to, and that's what she
I
was
like
like. She
that.
was like, you're just gonna go visit, right? That's what she was saying. And then we'll come back to
Who dat?
more whiskey. Traffic's crazy right now, y'all.
It's very nice.
Right now, they're clearly in the middle of like late summer into fall, so they've got like new kale and beets and things like that going in, but then like tomatoes on their last leg, things like that. So it's that perfect transition time.
Yeah.
Here's that one dude
Look
again.
at this little country.
We see this guy everywhere.
Yeah, we do. He just kept just kind of lingering around.
That's Woody. He's a jack of all trades. He kind of does it all for us.
Over here is gonna be the mushrooms.
That's our mushroom farm right there. Those
Interesting. Okay.
That's cool.
honey up here.
Okay. All right. So
You got an apiary up there?
do we have like a honey finished makers coming? Is that what you're saying, or what?
No, but we will use it in like gold rushes, things like that.
Okay.
We're actually out of honey right now because Trevor ordered all of it to get shipped to San Diego for an event.
60 pounds, yes.
Is Makers actively building any more rick houses at this point?
Yeah.
Always.
Okay. Yeah, so about 2 a year.
Did you guys come in through Loretto this morning?
Not sure where Rick came in.
Down, like through downtown Loretto? See the Wimberley houses or no?
No, we came through a weird way. Really weird way.
I'll see if Holly can drive through most of our warehouses are in right downtown Loretto. I say downtown, it's where the one traffic light is. But I'll see if Holly can drive through there on the way back so you can see them. They're actually all solar powered fully now.
Oh, really?
We just finished the solar array where our warehouses in that warehouse campus over there are 100% solar energy.
Really?
Here comes the drop! Woo! This crew is crazy.
So those gourds on that line up there, that's bat boxes. All the things we're doing is about creating the environment around this lake that would have been here 100 years ago, right?
Okay.
And trying to recreate it so it lasts for the next couple hundred years.
Yeah.
So this
Bring
is
back the natural ecosystem.
this is the lake, huh?
Bourbon Lake. This is the lake that every drop of Maker's Mark starts right here.
So water actively comes from here.
Every day.
Really?
Every single grain of every single kernel of grain that goes into our whiskey, the first thing it does, it gets cooked in this water.
So what you're saying is if I go jump in it, then
It has a little bit of Trev in it.
essentially your every bottle has me.
I mean,
This was a coral reef because this was in the middle of an ocean. So that coral gets compacted over time, and that's what limestone is. It's coral, it's fossils. This is literally, you can see the fossils from that coral in this piece of limestone, and that's what all this water filters up. Really high in calcium, magnesium, really low in iron, filters out the iron from the rainwater, adds in the calcium from this. So that type of mineral content, perfect for making whiskey. But to be fair, we can turn on the tap and we'll get limestone filtered water because we're in Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's the Ohio River's limestone filtered in certain
You're
parts
right,
of it, right?
you're right, yep.
So
Guys, this is where it all starts. The Maker's Lake, Lake Face. You get some behind the scenes footage of what this is actually called. Behind the scenes source told me that's the name of it, so 1950 Rickhouse's Lake Make Face. Let's go.
Yeah, but we didn't have stainless steel.
Look at that. So that goes in.
Now the noise starts.